PolyHouse project is part of a project management class that I teach as part of the Industrial and Manufacturing Engineering Department at Cal Poly. In order to appreciate the complexities of project management and project personnel, I have created a project for the students to get real-world experience. We do kind of like an extreme home makeover. We've spent 6 weeks planning for 2 weekends of work, and our mission is to increase the quality of life of a deserving, physically disabled and financially disadvantaged person in the community. Now my students are going to tell you about their experience for our 5th PolyHouse that we just completed.
I think something important was that you can use what you're learning here at school and then also impact your community at the same time, because we're all fully aware that we're going to go and we're going to get great jobs just by being at Cal Poly, but knowing that we'll be able to also, we have the potential of also helping people in our community, I think is really valuable and really important.
And knowing that you have the ability to do something that you think is impossible. I mean, we took this project, you know, our professor warned us, she does, you know, we have 6 weeks to plan this, 2 weekends to remodel a house. You know, do you guys know what you're getting yourselves into? And at the time, you know, we got really excited and we're like, okay, we're going to do this. But, you know, fundraising for it, you know, getting all the materials, deciding what we wanted to do was an impossible task. And we overcame that task by having confidence and working with each other.
So what were some of the challenges?
It's physically exhaustive. There was, you know, sometimes where Gina and I were working at 2 in the morning, trying to get this laminate down, and we just could not get it. And you know, we just kept sticking to it, and eventually we got it to the point where we were happy with it, and just, you know, finishing up that day into the next day, you know, total great feeling.
I think one of the challenges too is that we had very limited time, very limited resources, and very limited experience and background in this, and we're trying to make something happen that people do for a living with, you know, 13 kids that have never done construction work except for tail, and getting people to help, maybe sometimes it's a challenge, but it'll happen in the end.
This job shows that it's things that are impossible at first. You can, if you really try and you really put the effort in, you can really do anything you want.
I learned a lot of things about real life project management too, that you really do have to plan ahead, because that will determine the success of your project. If we hadn't planned this down to the last detail, it would not have gone well. We wouldn't have been able to do what we did because we had such a short time period. I mean, this was, it's really cheesy, but it's like learn by doing at the highest point, because there were real consequences. If you failed, there were real consequences, and when we succeeded, there were, you know, real rewards for that too. I think all of us feel that we got a great reward out of this project.
Another thing is the team dynamics is a huge role, and we had a really good group of people here, and we all gelled together and got along really well, and it kind of shows you how important that can be in such a high stress type of project, because if we didn't all get along, it would have been really hard to get our project completed in that short amount of time.
No matter how stressful it got, we would always take a break, go get some water or something like that. Everyone would be smiling, patting each other on the back, encouraging everyone else to do what they were doing, keep it up. There were no bad, angry words spoken, which I really appreciated. I'm sure the rest of the team did too. It made life so much easier and so much more enjoyable to be there 20 hours a day. You know, some people put in 33 hours straight, electrical team. They were there for 33 hours straight, and they did that because everyone was dedicated. They wanted to do their best on this project, and that's how everyone felt, and it was great to have that group dynamic.
It also was really cool when we got to work well with not only with ourselves but also with the community. The neighbors of the family that we were working with were absolutely spectacular. They made us like these huge, amazing steak dinners, and it was just like at the end of the day, nothing could have been better. And so that was really fun to see that kind of support, and we all got to enjoy that together.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day, and the neighbor said, "Oh, I'm so happy I get to be a mother to all of you today." And they put out this great dinner. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, seeing the community come together, even up to the last minute. I remember getting the sponsor banner out, and I was so happy just to be writing even more names on the front of it, because people would come in, you know, the last day, at the last second.
I don't think any of us really thought about our grade all quarter. It really wasn't the issue, it wasn't the motivator. And in, I would say every other class I've ever taken, my grade is the motivator in the class. And in this particular class, it was the final outcome of what we achieved was my motivation.
This project, it's not a paper, it's not a presentation, you're actually making a difference in someone's life, and it feels pretty good.
And I'm not the type of person that I'm willing to risk grades in other classes, but for this class, I was willing to risk not going to classes, risk low scores on papers or midterms or whatever, because this project was so important to me. You just get so involved and you get so impassioned about it that you just want to do your best, and you'll sacrifice and you learn to put priorities on things, and this was number one.
But with big sacrifices really comes big rewards too. This is the kind of project that I want to put on my resume. I'd want to put front and center and say, like, I'm applying for this project management job. Here's the kind of thing that I've done. And they really want to look into it and see, yeah, you've got real world experience here. It's not just looking into a book or looking at formulas.
The project is a microcosm of other projects, only just with a real shortened time frame. A very high ladder you have to climb to succeed in it. It's true.
And I don't know of any other school or any other program that has this type of availability for students to get involved like this. So that's why I love Cal Poly, that's why I like the IME department, is because they allow us to get involved in such an awesome way.
Now you compare this class to other classes, and we still had lectures, labs, assignments, all kinds of things that we did for the project itself, and yet we were able to take that out and implement it ourselves, do the work, learn about ourselves doing the project, about the team, about the power of the community, and it just really makes that much of a difference.
It really helps you seek and reach into yourself and find your true potential, and see, actually, by stretching yourself to the max, you can see how far you can really go, and then you can achieve these impossible goals. And in the end, you come out with this extreme sense of just accomplishment. Yeah, it's great.
Well, this class is different because you actually get to you learn the stuff in the classroom, and then you also get to go out and do what you've learned right away.
You got to see the end result, and it wasn't just on paper. It was, you got to go out and do it, implement it, and then you got to see the family be happy at the end.
It really shows you that you can do things you didn't know you could do before. I never would have thought I could work 33 hours straight, or that rewire an entire house in, I guess it was 8 or 9 days. But you set a goal for yourself and you just really find a way to achieve it.
I think it teaches you that you can learn to work in crisis situations. But the cool thing is that crises don't always have to be unanticipated. Like, we learned how to plan all these different contingency plans so that when something did go wrong, we could immediately jump on what was our solution for this, and it didn't present a problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's sort of like being calm under pressure and knowing you had plans to fall back on, people to fall back on, because we had such a great group, and we learned to just take it in stride and continue going. Don't get hung up, don't panic, and you'll figure it out. Things will be okay.
We saw firsthand how we can all have an impact on society. We made a difference in the life of the people less fortunate through this experience, and it was through the dedication of the whole class that I think, as common people, we achieved uncommon results, and we did that with great attitude. So hopefully this is a lifetime experience. While studying project management, I hope you learn lifelong lessons.